Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary finies and hellions of all walks of life. My name is Javante. That's the second time I've had to say that entire thing today. And welcome to Set Sail, a One Piece 5e actual play adventure starring my amazing cast of beautiful, lovely people who I care about so very, very much. Um, we are back in Arc 2 of our little story here. And before we get going, let's go around and introduce ourselves. Name, character you're playing, and what is your favorite piece of clothing? We'll start with Ren.
I'm trying to think about my favorite piece of clothing still. My name is Luke. My pronouns are he, him. I am playing Ren. He is our chemist, and he's always doing something, and that's exciting. I guess my favorite piece of clothing, I like a lot of sweatshirts and hoodies and stuff. I'll say that.
Paige.
Hey everyone, I'm Paige. I am playing Scarlet Rabot, a mermaid with a giant sword now. Um, Favorite piece of clothing is probably the merch hoodie I got from Diana because it's long enough that I cannot wear anything else but the hoodie. It's comfy
Hell
as hell.
yes. Rob.
Hey, that's me. Hi, friends. My name's Rob. I am playing Trent Simmons, resident duelist and honorable pirate captain, apparently, at least according to a Marine last time. As far as favorite clothing goes, I have a really nice, like black and gray utility kilt that I don't get to wear very often, but every time I do, I love it.
Panda.
Hi, I'm Rep Nicola, and tonight I'll be playing Torvald Dudrecki, our shipwright and general big brother, pronouns he, him. And favorite piece of clothing? I mean, honestly, even if it's technically jewelry, I gotta go with my hammer. I wear that thing all the time, and my wife gives it to me, so.
And Pie Guy.
Hi, I'm Pie Guy or Pie. He, him for both me and my character, Dioglio List, resident grumpy cyborg man. Very grumpy. He has some grudges to settle. Favorite piece of clothing, I have it on hand. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go off ring for a second.
Yaglio. I gotta remember this name.
I got it. Probably my jacket with a shit ton of pins on it.
Ooh.
Every time I get a new pin, it gets added to the jacket.
Well, we're gonna get demonetized for copyright.
Sorry.
I'm the
Sorry.
one wearing a Fallout Boy shirt, so like,
Yeah, but I introduced the Deadpool pin. We got Marvel on us now. We're over.
You're in
Ah,
a Disney.
Disney's gonna have my
can't
ass.
mess with Disney, guys. Can't mess with Disney.
I literally
No.
have a Captain America shield in the
Well, now
background.
we've drawn attention to it. We're all screwed. We're all cooked. That's all there is to
Yeah,
it.
you don't mess with the mouse.
And yeah, hi, I'm Javante. I'm your DM, and my favorite piece of clothing is the Godzilla T-shirt I recently bought at Hot Topic because I'm that nerd.
Man, I haven't been to a Hot Topic. I don't even know how long.
You got to get back in there, man.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, listen, Hot Topic has some great pieces of clothing. I think my second favorite is I have a shirt that has a possum on it that says "Live fast, eat trash." That's a runner-up for me.
But before I go on, I have to add that the Zoom just asked if I was still speaking English.
No, I'm speaking Eldritch.
So recap. Hey, Luke, you want to give us the recap for last session?
Oh, that's my job. Yes. Last session, we first of all just kind of like messed around for a little bit of that on the island. But I believe we opened meeting our new friend, Dioglio, if I'm saying that correctly. Just kind of being badass on an island as one does. We had a little bit of an intro to him and his whole deal and his child friend, who I don't remember the name of. Mary. There we go. I'm back. And then we cut to the main party, and we thought, yeah, let's go to Ignium Island. There's a festival there. We are into is it a soju festival? Am I remembering
Yes.
this correctly?
Peach-
Okay, I didn't write
It's
that
a
down.
peach festival, but they have soju.
That's what it was. Yes. We said, let's go there. We made a quick pit stop with Fausch, of course, and then got a few things, including, I believe that's where the big sword came from.
Mhm.
Big sword. And then had a brief bit of travel, arrived on Ignium Island, met Diaglio. He was like, wow, I don't like pirates. And we said, who, us? We've never been pirates before, ever. And
I don't know
everyone-
where anyone would get that idea.
Right. Everyone seemed to accept that for now, at least. We learned that Diaglio is famous, very good sword man, very, very important sword man.
I really hope that's what's written. Good sword man.
It's not far off. I clearly have not looked at these notes since last week. He's also like a cool cyborg. And then this cowboy dude shows up and is like, I'm the other big famous swordsman and I'm in the hand. And we were like, whoa. And then those two hate each other, so they're gonna duel. And then also several other duels are happening, I think at the same time. And that's where we're at now, I believe. We're like, okay, we'll chill and duel later.
And as we kick the episode off, with the predominantly the group enjoying some delicious peach soju, the battlefield still being prepared. To note, your rival has decided that just to make sure that you're comfortable, he is sitting far away from the rest of the group. Mary has returned after, throwing sticks with our mink. So for the rest of the group currently, the island and its festivities are all yours. There are the majority of festival attractions, a lot of like peaches for sale, a few markets have been popping open just to allow people to shop and peruse. There's some carnival games happening, dances, the type of typical festivities.
I'm looking for some cobbler.
Oh, there's definitely cobbler.
Definitely cobbler. Yeah.
Perhaps of peach variety.
Yeah.
And probably only peach variety.
I was about to say, what else would there? It's a peach festival.
God, what episode are we on?
Well,
Yeah,
the thing about
this
stone
would-
fruits that's really interesting from a biological perspective is that stone fruits are one of the few groups of trees that you can actually graft different stone fruit branches onto the same tree. It is possible to have one tree that grows peaches and nectarines and several other different kinds of stone fruits all in one tree. I'm saying this mostly to delay while Javante does what he needs to do, but it is also a true biological fact.
It's a fun fact.
I did not know that's what the scientific name was.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
with the pit in the middle, right? Yeah.
Right.
I just
So would
updated.
that mean avocado's a stone vegetable?
It wasn't.
Good
No, avocado's a
question.
fruit. It has a seed in it. so
It
it's
is a fruit, but is it a stone fruit? I don't think
Well, I
it's
mean, the pit is hard as fuck.
a-
What classifies a
That's a good
stone
argument.
fruit?
crap. Now I have to look it up.
I'm
Sorry,
so
we're-
lost.
we're-
I zoned
yeah,
out and
we're-
then came back into that.
Have you
Also,
ever been so off topic?
The campaign's being hijacked to talk fruit.
To
Peach
answer
pits.
to answer that question, no, an avocado is not a stone fruit. 'Cause I
peach
just
pits
Googled
were
it.
used in
Um,
gas masks in World War I because it turns out that peach pits are really good at filtering out crap from the air. Who knew?
Oh.
I'd like to imagine that also Trent is actively saying these facts while
Absolutely. Except for the World War I
Except-
part.
I was
Yes.
gonna say, no one knows
Um,
about that World War.
Jesus.
Peaches is just currently wandering around talking to a few of the island's inhabitants. Mary is kind of like sneaking up behind Diaglio, tugs at your sleeve.
What?
You okay?
Oh, I've been better.
I could see the whole fire and the smoke stuff.
Yeah, I'm fine. Been better.
Is he your is he points over? Is
Yeah.
he your yeah.
Yeah, he's the one.
Okay. I mean, he doesn't look that tough.
He's something. Don't trust a word he says, Mary.
I mean, I only really trust what you say.
Good boy.
What about the others? Points over to the rest of the group.
Soju.
At that, I go, they seem harmless.
One of them is like really tall.
Pointing to Dreki.
Drecky.
Yeah.
No, he obviously means me, guys.
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry.
Of course.
But he's not like a giant, right? Because giants are like tall. Have you ever seen a giant?
Do you want me to roll for something or just bullshit?
I mean, you're a world famous swordsman.
Mhm.
I've been everywhere, man.
Have you ever you
No.
didn't go to the Grand Line, I'm presuming.
Probably not. No, I don't think. I think he's probably famous like the small islands, everywhere outside.
Or give me a history check just
Alright.
to see if you possibly have seen any giants. It's not that rare, but
Mhm. Let's see here. 23.
for sure you have seen giants. It's I mean, they're regarded as warriors. These are the warrior folk. So even by and large, just to test your skills, you've seen giants.
All right, so I'll tell him like a what's the saying, like the footnotes. I'll give him like the footnotes of a quick story of running into giants, and then I'll look back at Dreki and be like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got some blood in him.
And like there's a little pause for a moment, and he kind of starts like shuffling his feet slightly. Well, I had fun with Alice, so that was something.
That's good. You didn't do anything I would do, would you?
I have no idea what that means.
Anything bad?
Oh, probably not.
Good.
Cutting back to the rest of the group, Alice kind of wanders over to where most of you are congregating.
Hey, kiddo, how you doing? Enjoying the time?
I guess she like sits.
What's
How's
up?
what do you think of your new friend?
Mm, I don't know. He talks a lot.
Well, I don't know anyone like that, so
Mm,
Yeah, I
tail, like,
couldn't
wags.
possibly imagine someone like that at all.
Also, he
Talking
turns red
about-
every time he looks at me.
well,
Mm,
I'm sure that's just an allergic reaction or something along those lines.
Oh no.
yeah, usually people like that are Sith, so if you ever see anyone get red in the face around, you just avoid them.
She
Just
nods.
stares at Scarlet.
I just stare back. It's like, here, I think we have non-alcoholic soju around here. Yeah, here you go. I pass like a non-alcoholic peach soju to the kid.
She thinks about what you've just said, and then so like how you turned red when you were talking to the really big lady with the oar.
Yeah, Ori.
Ori.
No, it only applies to boys. And then I just immediately just go back to town and just down whatever I have in my hand.
Uh-huh.
Peaches is just actually just eating a fresh peach.
I wouldn't be too concerned about it, Alice. Some people just get like that.
So, did you?
No, I don't think I ever have. If I maybe my grandfather might have seen me, but I can't remember anything like that.
So far I just know Scarlet did. Looks over at Trent. Trent I haven't seen do that yet, and looks at Ren. And I don't think so.
All of the red in Dreki, I believe, went to his beard.
That makes sense.
To be fair, I don't think I would get red anymore. I think if it happened again, it would be like more of a purple now.
Probably.
That's kind of creepy, actually.
Yeah,
I guess it'll be
a
easier to
little bit.
tell.
Fuck you.
Just putting that in your mind. That's all.
That being said, there's something weird about this place.
Weird how.
Besides the guy who keeps drinking oil.
That's just. I mean, I've seen people ingest weirder.
I think that guy's pretty awesome, if I'm being honest.
In the middle of grabbing another jug of oil and drinking it.
No, it's just this island feels weird.
How
do you mean?
so?
It seems to think like how she wants to say it. It feels. She like looks at the peach, like picks it up and just kind of rolls it in her hand. Like this, I guess. Like there's something
Soft.
in it.
Something in it.
That's
Is there
okay.
a place you were when you noticed this feeling, or
She gestures over to like one of the nearby fields.
will
But
you
it's
show
just
me?
sure.
Yeah, I'll go with her and just see like if there's anything there.
As she
Don't
walks
die.
around- can we go to give me an investigation check?
Let's see. Maybe I'll roll well with this one. Not really. That'll be a 13.
Where your feet hit, you can feel that there's some level of porousness to the ground.
And this is in like a field where they're
Yes.
farming or something.
Where
Okay.
there's like essentially in this field where there's some sheep that are on this island. But there's a level of porousness. It's almost like you're walking on a sponge.
Oh. Did you touch anything that felt like it was inside of it, or the ground is weird here.
I mean, I didn't start digging just because it feels weird, but
Yeah.
it just I don't know.
Huh.
And as she walks around, you can see some of the fur on the back of her neck like lift up, like hackles raising.
Hmm.
That happens.
Yeah, I think you're sensing something that we can't. Maybe we should ask people who live here, unless you think unless it seems scary to do that. I don't know.
I mean, I tried to ask Mary about it, but he seems to have no idea.
Maybe
Also started stuttering, and I couldn't really deal with it.
you don't have to hang out with him if you don't like him.
It's not that I don't like him, I just don't know how to interact.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, well, maybe I'll go ask somebody who's older than Mary. No offense, but he might just not know yet.
She nods.
Yeah. And I'll bring her back to the group and just kind of explain like, yeah, I don't really know what she means, but it is weird. There is something like it's spongy, the ground is, but it could just be bog or peat or something.
I don't know much about islands down here, but where I come from, the ground is relatively spongy. I don't know if that's not normal here.
I mean, honestly, it
Hmm.
doesn't really matter too much either. I think we're not staying too long after the festival.
That's true.
We're just here to resupply and got pulled into a duel thing, but besides that.
Well, if I get a
Just in
talk
case
about
something
it.
might happen, we should probably look into it.
I mean, it could just be the way this island is. No one here is. I don't think nothing's here ever happened here, really. This doesn't sound like it.
Peaches like finishes eating.
What do you mean, eh?
I mean, It's an island. There's very few islands that there aren't stories.
Okay,
I
do
have
you
an
know
authority about this
stories
one.
here? Yeah.
If I remember correctly, one of the Sea Kings died, and the island sort of grew over it.
So there is something inside of here, and
It's like a
So
dead,
there's
like a
a-
dead Sea King.
Sea King's
That's-
corpse under us.
Mhm.
That's probably fine.
That's the story.
I mean, I could easily verify that. Do I want to swim that
Where's,
far right now, though?
Or did it start getting soft?
The field.
yeah, I can show you if you want.
Yeah.
Are we gonna just stab at a field, guys? Is that what we're gonna do?
At this point, why not?
I mean,
Doesn't seem very sporting.
I'm drunk enough at this point not to argue. Let's go. Why not?
All right.
Dreki starts heading over.
Yeah, I'll follow.
I will say, Diaglio, you see the entire group start heading over to the field.
Yeah, I was gonna say, me and Mary are talking about the group, and I see them
Walking
walk
back
off.
and forth.
Yeah, just walking back and forth. That's interesting. And I'll tell Mary, go find something to do. Run off.
Okay.
And I'll walk up, from behind the group and say, you looking for something? What's going on?
Hmm.
Things just seem to be a little bit unusual here. So something we're not used to on this island. The ground seems a little bit unusual is all. Nothing probably to be concerned about.
We're gonna stab at the fields.
That was the plan. Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
As a thing, Diaglio, you do know the story of the island. Essentially, what was believed is that years ago, a very large sea king, that is believed. Hold on, my cat's yelling at me.
We can't hear it at all, just so you know.
Yeah, you're fine.
Good, she's screaming at me. A very large sea king by the name of Raija was believed to have perished. And from its body, the island sort of grew around it. That is why the area is so fertile, is because it is feeding off of the body of the Sea King.
Okay.
Um, Also, for point of reference, I know last session I rolled a nat 20 for drinking, so I just wanted to check to see where Scarlet is. I rolled a nat 1. So
Fucked.
I'm gonna play with that how we go
Yeah.
the rest of the session.
Yeah.
It's not like we have a fight or anything to do. It's fine.
I know the stories. I see them walking towards the field. I'm just gonna kind of shrug my shoulders and be like, "Yeah, why not? I'll join you. And if anything happens, I'll be there." So,
Well,
+1.
we're absolutely positively certain the Sea King is dead. Yes, that's a thing that we're absolutely 100% certain of. Yes.
I mean, if it was alive, it'd be doing something right now.
I don't know if Sea Kings
Not
hibernate or whatever
necessarily.
down
Some
here.
sea kings can get kind of lazy.
Some, but I think this one would. Most, from
People
what I
really-
understand, tend to be aggressive.
Give me a history check, Diaglio.
Sure. That is a low 8.
You only know its name and its nickname,
Okay.
which was Raijo the Infinite Tempest.
I'll pass along the nickname and say I'm pretty sure if the Infinite Tempest was alive, I wouldn't be on this island. I don't think there'd be an island.
Fair enough.
Looking around, I certainly don't see infinite tempests around us.
So I'm gonna stab at the field and see if anything happens.
Um,
I swear, if the ground bleeds, I'm gonna be so mad.
Just
well,
like
as you
do that squelching pull from my chest to get at this giant fucking
Right,
sword.
Why
sword
is it
coming
in
out of
there?
your chest.
I don't know. It just fits. Okay. Don't question it.
Never gets
How-
less disturbing.
You
to
should know
watch.
more than me. Your mentor did this to me,
I know it's not supposed to work like that.
and I just start stabbing. Just to start stabbing.
We're like
at
still
How-
arguing, and you're just
how-
stabbing the ground.
How deep are you stabbing?
I don't know how big's this sword.
It's a Nodachi. It's about the same size as Dreki.
Well, to the hilt then. So pretty far.
So you have to like jump into the air and like
Just like
So-
holding it up like
because
this.
Scarlet's what 5 foot?
Yeah, it's. I think we established it's like 2 foot taller than me. The
Mhm.
Yeah.
sword.
So it's not until it gets about halfway through that there starts to be some like pressure. Because before that, it's literally like the blade is just going through butter. Like there's no resistance. And then about halfway down, there is resistance.
Weird. I hit something.
As you start doing the
Rock.
like pushing down further, the blade starts to crackle with electricity.
Ooh. That looks fun. I'm gonna activate Booming Blade. Well, Frost Blade, I guess, in my
Mhm.
case, and push down even harder.
As you activate, the field frosts over.
Huh.
I think maybe you should stop doing whatever you're doing. I think it might end up harming the festival.
I
While
can stop the frost, it's fine.
she does that, he's gonna kneel down and start like, I don't know, digging at the soil to see just how far, or if it like layer of dirt and then rotting flesh, maybe.
Yeah, at about so as you start digging, you get to about 3.5 feet worth of soil, and then your hand hits something that actually has some pressure to it. As you pull your hand up, you come up with fur.
That is way closer to the surface than I would like it to be.
You just hear like the biggest sigh ever from Diaglio, and he just goes, "Damn it! Now I have to find a new island."
Yeah,
I
think your
also
island's
I just
fucked.
I don't think this is the reason why we're here. I thought we were here to party and drink soju and potentially have a bit of a fight. I didn't realize we were here to dig.
I'm
Here's the thing.
practicing.
We can see the lightning around her sword, right?
Around the blade, yep.
If it's dead, I don't think it should be doing that.
Do you think it'll
Then maybe
power
we
this
should
up
stop
though?
stabbing it.
Yeah, we should maybe not wake it up.
Maybe
I
I'm
think of who.
killing it. I don't know.
Diaglio, I'd like you to make me another history check, and for fun's sake, Ren, make me a history check.
Can I make an
Since you're our
Arcana check
scientist.
on my sword?
Sure.
As it's fucking sparking in my hands.
24
It's
from
a
me.
flat roll for me.
A 1 from you. Jeez.
Plus five.
Fair.
I rolled another nat one. I'm fucking hammered. I'm so
you
god.
only know that the lightning sparking off the blade is not the same color as the lightning the blade normally would have.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
As far as what information you know, Diaglio, Raijo, the Infinite Tempest, is definitely dead.
Mhm,
That much is certain.
mhm.
Raijo was a very interesting Sea King, as it was. There's the joke of the concept of a very large catfish. Raijo was a genuine tiger fish, in that half of its body, the upper portion was a tiger, the lower portion fish. It was known as the Infinite Tempest, as its body continually sparked with electrical energy. It was said to conjure hurricane force storms. It is dead.
Mhm.
The reason why the sparking seems to be happening is because it's its own body essentially just emitting off energy. Which is
Okay.
again why the place is so good to
Mhm.
harvest from fruits, vegetables, is because the energy is constantly being pushed out into the island.
Mhm. All right, so it's kind of like it's death throes. How a snake wriggles after you kill it. The energy is like it's death throes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so I go, all right. Good news, definitely dead. Better news, I get to stay on this island because whatever's happening here is just the aftermath of its death.
And even better news.
God damn it.
Hey, it's
I
the
mean, since we
cowboy
had
guy.
since we have the group all here, and looks around, this place seems open enough and far enough away from the villagers that we get too rowdy, we're not going to destroy anything. What say we get this party underway?
I thought you would never ask.
Oh, okay. Bet. Hold on. And I just flip backwards. Holy.
What
I
kind of
wanna...
role would it take to catch Scarlet as she's off balance?
Give me an athletics check.
Word. Huh. I guess we're all rolling ones today.
Oh my god.
I just
That's a
roll into
9.
you and knock you over.
I
Yeah.
think it's more like he doesn't expect you to just like off balance yourself from yanking out the sword. That he's like, ah.
You good over there, little lady?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
Before everything kicks off, I want to, and while the flippy dippies are happening,
Mhm.
the hole that Dreki like dug out to see the fur, I want to do something weird. I want to grab some of the fur that's still electrical and sparking, and see what it does to me, because I'm very, I'm a cyborg, I'm mechanical. I want to see if it boosts me or what happens to my mechanics.
I'm going to roll.
That's fun. I like it.
I'm going to roll a T100, and you are
Yo.
going to hope I roll low.
Maybe I get the the Thor versus Iron Man thing, like, oh, you actually charged me up.
Maybe you take 8d10 electric
Yeah,
damage.
maybe this is where
We'll see.
where I leave and I die on the spot. So it's
You
been
know,
fun knowing you guys.
What a
That would be insane.
wild guess spot.
Kind of legendary, actually.
Sorry, my cat again screaming at me.
No worries.
So I rolled. As you pick it up and you kind of look to it, hey Pi, remind me again, what game are you running?
Oh God, I'm running a lot of stuff, man.
If I remember correctly, you're doing the monster hunting one, yeah?
I am, yeah. I'm running a Monster Hunter themed game, and there's
Mhm.
a certain monster in Monster Hunter that is very famously known. Well, there's a few that's very famously known for its lightning fur.
Mhm.
But what one are
Um,
you gonna mention right now?
So, well, it's the thing that makes me laugh is that where I'm getting some of my stuff from is from the same group that makes that game.
Ah,
Um, so as you pick up the fur and you kind of clench down on it, the electricity sparks through you and your vision goes black for a moment.
oh. So I
As-
imagine whatever, if anyone's paying attention, I imagine because he's a cyborg, literally just his eyes just go black. Like quite literally, his eyes shut off.
And you, instead of seeing around you, you see this infinite storm, and perched atop of the top of a side of a mountain, like clutching onto the side of it, you see a massive tiger-like creature roaring at the sky uh, before it falls from the mountain into the water. And as your vision comes back on, your body is now constantly sparking with this electrical energy running up your arms. You may add a D4 of lightning damage to your
Damn.
attack rolls.
Beyond Leo
Oh,
and Super Saiyan 2,
damn.
guys.
Yup.
I guess
rolled
to
a one.
kind of
Oh,
piggyback off of him, because I did realize, how did it interact with me given my own proclivities to lightning?
Um, so you, as far as like when you picked it up, there's this moment of almost like primal fury that runs up your body. This is whatever this was is as old as the oceans.
Mm.
And it is
Gotcha.
trying to fuel you.
All right.
Did anything happen
Yeah.
to my blade after stabbing it for fucking the whole time?
Well, it's still sparking with the electricity. The problem is that because the blade is designed to direct it as opposed to emitting it, it just kind of keeps sparking around. I can't
Love
add
that.
much to the to your cursed sword.
Make my cursed sword stronger. What do you mean? Give me all the
Uh,
cool shit, Javante.
As I come to, and quite literally, my lights come back on. He just like he does the Iron Man, holds his arms out as everything sparks around and does the the Iron Man of, oh, this feels good and you're screwed.
Are you malfunctioning?
So cool.
He takes his hat, like tips it down, pulls it off, and lets go as it just kind of floats away in the way that it would do in a
Yeah.
in one of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks over to you. How many blades?
I am going to, from his back, he's going to pull out his shield and kind of like attach it to his arm. And I'm just gonna, he wants this fight, so I'm just gonna say, use all of them, you bastard.
Eh,
Okay. When do we start? And how do I hold this blade correctly?
Yeah, you're swinging it upside down. You're
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to grab the blood in, right?
using it as a bow staff.
Because Ren was most curious about this, you see him withdraw two of the swords and then place them into slots, like on his shoulders. Take out two more blades, place them into slots just behind his knees, and then draw the last two blades.
So many
How do you
swords.
move like that?
No, you're about to find out.
You know what?
Is he killer
I-
being it?
Sort of?
Overcompensation.
Listen,
If-
this is
You
for
just-
his this is for his benefit, not so
I-
much yours.
You just spin? Well, how do you hit? I'm confused.
I think we should back off, Ren.
I look at him and I'm like, all right, if we're gonna show off and do everything we have, Diaglio starts to like shake and jitter as his legs spin backwards, and he starts to, you see mechanics and gears and whatever parts of his cyborg body start to shift and like launch out of him as his body starts to bend in a way that his legs go further back than they should, and from his chest another pair of legs shoot outwards, and he activates his centaur form. As I have turned into a lightning centaur.
So,
Oh.
I would like for all, I have to roll initiative, Rob rolls initiative, Pi rolls initiative, Paige roll initiative. Because you are drunk, roll initiative at disadvantage.
Hell yeah.
So as combat starts,
Sits.
Trent is not going to draw his rapier. He actually turns away from this incredible show that's happening here and turns toward Scarlet. And he kneels down and picks a stick up off the ground. And he looks at her and he says, well, I think you and I have some things to discuss.
You're gonna fight me with a stick?
Oh, no. I'm going to destroy you with a stick. You can't even hold that thing.
I can hold it fine. I don't know what you mean.
I need to make a joke. I'm so sorry, real quick. How close is this field to Diaglio's house? Because it'd be very funny if you picked up a stick from Mary's stick collection.
You know what?
You see claw marks on the top end.
Sure.
That one was ripped in pieces.
Absolutely.
It's got Mary's name carved at the bottom.
Huh.
Okay. Give me what rolls you all got.
I got a sits. I'm so ready.
Meanwhile, while they're gearing up to fight, Dreki just kind of picks up Ren from the back of his shirt and moves off to the side.
My modifier is higher than 6. I'll get a 19.
I got because I have a decimal point in my initiative. I got a 20.13.
It's a
I
setting
I have
you can
so
put
many
on.
questions.
No, it's a
it-
setting
it's
because if
a
you have a
roll
tie,
20
you go
tiebreaker,
by
yeah.
your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Freaking thing.
My centaur speed gives me high
What's your
initiative.
initiative modifier, buddy? Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, it's not a bad one. Diaglio, you are first, followed by Trent, followed by me,
Oh,
followed by
shit.
Scarlet.
Yeah.
Get
That
him.
makes sense.
Sorry to interrupt your challenge of the stick. I don't know if you had any more to that.
No, get going.
Okay.
I got more, but it's going to be on my initiative. It's fine.
I am going to quite literally run this man down. And as I charge him, it's the sound of a stampede. He's a centaur. There's lightning off of him. It's a stampede, a one-man stampede. And I'm going to charge him, but I'm not going to get directly up in his face because I'm going to activate another one of my cyborg abilities. First, I am going to activate. My blade is going to burst into a cacophony of green flames for green flame blade. But as I get near him, specifically about 10 feet away, the arm or the hand that's holding his sword, Go-Go Gadgets extends, and like a grappling hook, his hand launches off of his arm and swings the blade as I go in for my attack.
I love cyborgs so much.
I have the feature that let me took like 5 more upgrades.
This is some Frankie shit right here, and I love it. Not that Frankie Page.
I mean, this is also some break.
So maybe, I don't know.
It's both.
My first attack is unfortunately a low roll of 15.
Muted.
Auntie, we cannot hear you.
I was muted. As the first attack comes towards him, he sort of moves his body partially, and it hits one of the blades.
All right, I do have me another attack. And I will go for that because of my Dance of the Elements. Oh, that's even worse. This is a poor showing right off the gate.
Yeah, if it was worse, it's going to miss as he again sort of moves to the side. It hits the second blade.
I just look at him and I just like, oh, there's more coming. Don't you worry.
I ain't. Trent, you're up.
So one of my hockey powers is called Echo of Futures Past. When I roll initiative, I can gain advantage on all attack rolls until the end of my first turn. I also have the option of dodging as a bonus action in my first turn specifically. Trent is just all of a sudden like 2 feet away from Scarlet. And like anyone who's watching doesn't even see him cross the distance. He's just suddenly right up in front of her. And before he attacks, he says, I don't think that you respect my leadership much, and I think that you keep too many secrets. And I'm going to go ahead and reverse the stick so that the quote unquote hilt is first. And I'm going to stab forward directly at where the sword comes out. So right in the center of the chest. I get advantage on this. And I will roll a 24. I'm sorry, a 22.
I don't have high AC. That hits.
I will add my sneak attack damage because we are dueling. There's nobody else around. This is going to be non-lethal bludgeoning damage, if that matters.
I mean, it's a duel. I'm assuming we're us all doing non-lethal. At least the two
Yeah.
of us are.
I was gonna say, hold on a second here.
At least the two of us are doing non-lethal.
So you can go ahead and take 15 non-lethal bludgeoning damage
Okay.
as he just again crosses the distance without seeming to actually move, says what he says, and then just forces you back a couple of steps with that extremely hard poke to the center of the chest.
Hmm.
And I will take a bonus action to dodge.
So it's like
And
that.
that's my turn.
Cool. You're muted.
I muted myself. It's now me. He will take two of the blades that he is holding, turn them both to where he's backhanding them. I know you can do better than that. And he's going to swing directly at you. First attack. We're going to see if this one hits. Because if it does, I get to do something fun. First attack is a... Where's your stats? First attack is a 19.
Oh, that exactly meets.
So that's... I'm going to... I need another one. 1 second. My... Up. So you take 14 points of slashing.
13?
14.
14.
As the blade hits, his eye that you can visibly see flashes a like faded red color as the blade begins to rust as it hits you.
Oh.
So, I'm gonna make you do better.
Tetanus.
And he clenches down onto the sword as the blade rusts completely and then shatters.
Oh.
No. To answer, no, but yes. He's as the blade shatters, he takes the hilt and he's going to just drive the hilt at you for the second attack. Which, if that 19 just hits, this probably won't. Yeah, that is not going to, as that's a 17. But that's fine. As he swings to the hilt, I'm going to assume as you like either dodge or just tank the strike.
I'm a big mechanical, centaur. It probably bounces off of a cog or something.
As it does, he just lets go as the blade, as the hilt like falls. He's going to take a single step back, looks over to the other two. Why'd you let them get involved? They don't look like warriors like us.
Oh, just you wait.
Feeling nostalgic?
They got their own thing going on. Focus on me.
He smirks. Now I want to play a little game with you. And he's going to use his bonus action, Shave, and he is going to visibly vanish from your sight and then reappears behind Trent, just holding the blade at the back of his neck.
Oh.
Focus
Are
up.
you, are you taking an attack? I got the dodge action going, and I can't be surprised.
He is not taking an attack, but he is essentially like, no, we're making this a fight. That is his turn. Paige.
I think Starlet's too drunk to notice that dude's behind Trent now, to be honest. But she like stumbles back from that hit and like still obviously very out of it, but there's like a glint of anger in her eyes as she takes a second to process what was said to her. Okay. First off, and as she's doing all this talking, I'm activating Spirit Shroud, so the blade is slowly turning into ice from the bottom to the tip of the blade. Maybe I don't respect you as a captain yet because you think this is one of your novels and are treating it like a game. Sending selfies every 2 seconds, talking about how you're such a great swordsman when you haven't done shit with us yet. 2, I'm allowed to have secrets. We've known each other for barely any time. So, that's how you want to do this. This is how we can do this. And I'm going to use a Frost and Blade, which is just Boom and Blade for me. So that's that with Spirit Shroud. Let me roll my attack.
You have disadvantage.
Yep. One sec. The lower was a 15 on the die, so that is a 22.
I will go ahead and use predict outcome, which is another one of my observation hockey powers. I saw you were going to do that, and I'm going to make you re-roll again with disadvantage.
Okay. Does it mean you reroll both dice, or just roll an
Yes.
additional die on top of that?
You
It's already
re-roll.
disadvantage.
You re-roll the same way you rolled the first time with disadvantage.
Okay.
Just impose super disadvantage. Disadvantage from
Basically.
dodge, and then disadvantage from.
No, I mean yes, but no.
Okay, I'm gonna take a picture of this
Oh, you pull. You
It
gotta,
is
you
either
gotta
double
pull a-
nat 20 or double
Because-
nat ones.
Gotta pull
because
a
you
critical
did
roll.
this.
Did you get a double nat 20 on this?
I did get a double crit, but they were double
oh, right, because a
19s
crit isn't necessarily
because I
okay,
crit on a
fair enough.
19 with this weapon. So I
Ooh.
crit on you now because of that.
Oh, so
Bring it on.
So I'm gonna aim the effect in between him and the dude behind him, because me and you know what this does, Javante. But I'm gonna roll
Mhm.
the attack damage before we get to that damage.
Yep.
So I am going to burn a spirit blast on this. This is all non-lethal because it is
Of
still
course.
in melee, but it's going to put everything into this because you made Starlight mad. So it's going to be 4d6 on the blade. We're level 5, so it's a 1d8 normally, but it's going to be 2d8 on the Frosted Blade because of the crit. I might need more dice. And Spirit Blast would get bumped up to 4d8. Okay.
crits are max.
Oh, that's right. You just do the max and then
Crits are
roll
max.
normally. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Let's go.
So it's going to be 3d8 and 2d6 plus the max
Because
damage.
it's super lame if you get a crit and you roll ones for damage.
Okay, so I think it's still a dice. Oh, plus I roll another d8 for Spirit Shroud. So the damage before the dice is 12, 20, 28, 36, 44, 48.
Okay.
And then I'm rolling dice on top of that. 54.
Jesus, you sure this is
59,
non-lethal?
62, 70, 78. I do 85 points of damage.
So 42, even with uncanny dodge, that's not going to be enough for me.
And then, well, that's not the only damage you're going to take because this blade has a very special thing. And I'm going to say the lightning strike hits first so I don't kill Trent.
Yeah.
When I crit with this curse sword, if it's a crit 1, nat 1, it hits me. If it's a nat 20 or a nat 19, it hits the target. It casts Call Lightning. So I need you to make a dexterity save.
This is a cursed sword. You don't get to decide that this is non-lethal.
That's why I said
This
the
is-
lightning
this is a
strike
cursed sword.
hits first.
Well,
I'll roll my dex save.
I
One sec.
was a big fan of Trent.
So is it just use my? Does it just use my spell save DC?
Yes.
Okay, then it's DC 15 for
I
you
will fail.
and the other guy. 'Cause
I will fail.
He's also within range.
Right. This is gonna be funny. I succeed. He will take no damage from this lightning strike.
So the lightning strike that hits is like icy blue because it actually does cold damage because of all of my bullshit that we have built in. So before you take all that massive damage that's gonna probably knock you out, you take 12 cold damage.
Okay.
And then as the
So-
bolt hits you and you like look up from that, she just smacks you hard, blunt end with the sword.
Yeah. And with the uncanny dodge, that only quote unquote drops it to about 50 damage, which is still well above my HP total. So he will be swept aside, revealing behind him the other gentleman who was just coming up behind him and clearly distracted him at exactly the wrong moment.
Like,
I-
oh,
This is gonna be so fun. I get to do a thing.
Is it Sorry, is it the anime thing where you get smacked so hard you like leave a crater as you go flying?
Yeah, I
Essentially.
Yamcha Trent.
Yeah.
He seeing this happen, he's gonna take a legendary action because that is what he is.
hmm
Trent, as you're about to fade into unconsciousness, he will move towards you, reach down and grab you by the collar. That's it? That's all you got? Come on, get up. You can do this. Respect. Trent, regain half your HP
Okay.
Ooh.
as a second one of his blades shatters.
What? Why are we healing each other in a duel? Now I'm confused.
He just leans back. I want this to last a little bit longer, little lady.
Well, tell him to keep his mouth quiet then.
Like I said, you can do this. Come on, make us work for it.
That was bonus. That was action. Anyone within 10 feet of me will lose 10 feet movement because I do technically have Spirit Shroud up. So just keep that in mind.
Diaglio, you're back up. You just
Yeah.
witnessed a lightning strike appear out of nowhere. Also, actually, before we can keep going, for the two of you, both of you give me a perception check.
Which two?
Ren and Dreki.
I made
Oh,
lightning
that's
hit the
gonna go
lightning
so well.
island,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
You just sparked up the entire island.
Good. I'm
Uh,
drunk. I'm not held for any consequences of my actions in this episode.
I rolled a 3, so that's a
That's a 2.
Oh my gosh.
I rolled a
I think
3
it's bad.
and I have a -1.
So
Almost all threes?
So I
Wow.
need so I want cool things to happen and to talk about cool things.
Then just give it to us.
Yeah,
Um,
Don't limit yourself.
The only thing I
pulled
can
in,
say,
the Agria.
is that YouTube would notice regardless. The sky is getting dark and red.
Okay. Let me try. Could I? This might be more of a stretch. Could I use survival because of my ability for lightning?
It's a stretch,
It's
but I'll
weird.
take it.
Okay. I actually have something in survival. Wow. Okay. I guess fuck me then. That's still a 3 with a natural
Nope.
1.
Nope.
Yep. Nope.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Diaglio, you're up.
Okay. I look at him and I spin around after the lightning strike and see him, with Trent in his arms or whatever. And I just say, that wasn't interesting enough for you?
I see what my blade can do. Try to see something new.
This is
Let's
my
do this.
blade. I bought it.
I'm going to charge up on both of them. So Trent, you now have a robotic centaur hovering over you. As I swing my blade down towards my lovely rival. Let's see here. My first swing is a 23.
Hits.
Let's see, what is my damage here? D8 and then a D4. I don't have my dice on me. Oh, I'm just gonna roll here. 8 slashing and 4 lightning. I am going lethal for the sake of these first couple of swings, and then if I see him start going on the back foot, I will play to KO. And then I'm gonna go in for my next swing. which is a natural 1. I'm joining you guys in the Nat 1
In
club.
the Nat 1 club.
What's going
Wow,
on?
Dice
lot
just
of
don't want us
lot
to
of
play
nat
today,
ones
I
this
guess.
episode. Jesus.
I
Christ.
may or
Yeah.
may not have rolled a Nat 1 during my attack, but thankfully I had advantage.
He takes like a slight step back, but there is a look of like, oh, come on. Like he's almost sad.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to until you said that, but I'll action surge. You played my hand. I will action surge, and I'll just go for 2 more swings, 2 more regular swings. The first one, it's a nat 20.
There we go.
Much better.
Okay,
Maximize crit.
so maximum damage. I am going to, when you hit a creature with a melee attack, I can unleash a surge of spirit energy. I will spirit blast. So let me do the math here. Max everything, huh? Oh boy. Okay, hold on. I play a math game for a living, and I don't know how to do math.
I'm a math teacher by profession, and I often don't know how to do math. I get you.
It's hard.
Math is difficult.
That is a total on my first swing for 40 points of damage. 8 of it being lightning.
40 points of damage, 8 of it being lightning.
8 of it being lightning. And I like to imagine it's probably like, as he says, you can do better. It's the, oh man, I can't even reference an anime. There's so many where it happens when, someone's in like a terrible, like this is a life-threatening fight, and they do like the primal scream and the big swing down, while they're raging. That's the swing. Like as it connects, like I imagine the lightning maybe from that previous lightning strike explodes even more and sparks against him as he swings down, as he just shouts, "People will know me more than you."
There's this huge gash that appears. He looks at it, looks back up to you. There we go.
And that's just the first swing.
That's about right. To note, as the lightning hits him, he doesn't actually seem to quiver from that, but the actual strike he does take damage from.
Okay. I will go down for my second swing, which will miss, unfortunately. That's an 11. I'm really good at hitting once and then missing on the second. But I have more tricks up my sleeve. I'm just using my sword swings for now.
Trent.
Hey,
So
Trent.
Trent's gonna-
Hey, Trent. Mind the frostburn, by the way. Go ahead and
Trent's
take
gonna-
3 points of damage from my new ability, hockey ability. Take my con modifier at the start of your turn until you pass a con save. As you
Awesome.
feel your lungs ice over in your chest.
So Trent's gonna look over at the other two. Can you keep your duel contained?
I was gonna say, because we're like right on top of you.
He turns back to Scarlet and says, "Yeah, that's a hell of a weapon you've got there.
Yeah,
I just
think
wish I
like
knew
it.
that it was you in control and not the weapon of both it and yourself. 1,000 cut thrust." And he's gonna, with the stick, do his like Gatling attack on Scarlet. And we'll see how this goes. I got a 21 on the first attack.
Yep, I'll hit.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's always a great sign.
We'll go with 26 bludgeoning damage this time, but again, unlike like one thrust, it's like 26 individual 1 bludgeoning damage attacks essentially.
Yeah, I'm fucked up.
And I'm a rogue, not a fighter, so I don't get that second attack unless I'm using the citrine. So I will.
I also don't get a second attack, so it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Move bonus. I will move in such a way, because I don't take attacks of opportunity because swashbuckler. I'm going to move in such a way that I am maneuvering our duel away from the other two. So I'll kind of take a few steps like away from the duel and give that come at me kind of gesture. And he'll say, let's see if you can do that again.
I mean, neither of the other two are next to me because he moved over to grab Trent and heal him, right? So like none of them are right next to my character.
I mean, technically, I didn't actually move when you hit me. I just described it that way. But yes, regardless, one way or the other, I will
Yes.
move 10 or 15 feet away from the other two that are having their own fight and prepare for you to come at me.
I mean, that's a good question I should ask. I'm assuming my blade has reach, right? It is fucking massive.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's a Nodachi.
So it's a 10-foot reach then, okay. I figured, but I just wanted to clarify that.
I don't think steady aim can apply to an attack next round. Is that?
No.
I don't think it can. I should have used my bonus action to steady aim instead. Anyway, that's my turn.
He is going to, as it's his turn, he's going to take one of the blades that was on the shoulder, pull that off, look to it. You want to be remembered?
I'll be remembered.
Right, I'm sure. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. This is a straight roll for me. That is a 12.
He points the blade towards you, and you get a vivid image of him vanishing and reappearing with the blade striking you several times.
Oh, lovely.
He is imposing disadvantage on you for your attack rolls for the next turn, as his
lovely.
Conqueror's Hockey activates. As he takes the blade, he puts his other hand on it, and he's going to go for a single attack. As he just lifts it in a very kendo fashion, a very like this is basic, and is going to strike directly down. I am so sorry.
Oh god.
Here it comes.
That was a nat 20.
Yeah, I mean,
good
it's only
God.
fair. I did crit him.
Crits for days, I
So
swear.
off the rip, you're going to take 16 points of damage.
16. Okay.
Here's where the problems come in, because he only uses cursed blades.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, then, sure.
Oh god.
As the blade swings down, you don't feel the impact at first.
Okay.
As from all of your gears, these sparks of electricity start to form and then fire out as it pushes you back with the sound, as you will also take 14 points of thunder damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He is then, as he takes this blade, he's going to turn it upside down as you see the same electricity crackling against it, and he's going to drop it as the sword vanishes before it hits the ground.
How many swords does he have left?
3.
3. Okay.
For your edification, because you know him, give me a history check.
I would love to. If it's related to like knowing him, would I get advantage?
I will give you advantage.
Okay, because the rivalry is so like we would know each other.
Mm-hmm.
17.
He's doing what is called bleeding the curse. He is essentially overexerting the power of the blades to completely destroy them. The thing is that he does this as a countdown. You only know of one other person who has hit the like I am out of blades countdown and has managed to survive to get the story told, which was his former captain Furiosa.
The one who left a giant burning flame mark on his
Yes.
back. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. This is fine.
Because the thing is that you do know that he has a sword of his own that is the one he doesn't use.
Oh man. So I see the swords are counting down.
Mhm.
I think I want to say something witty and use the fact that he got his ass beat by the last person he done this to, but I'm blanking in the moment, so just assume I say something witty.
Okay. Scarlet, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna do something so you know that I'm in control before we continue this, and I drink my superior healing potion because I'm sure that's also enough to cure the drunkenness because it's such a high level healing potion.
Yeah.
Okay. 6, 10, 13, 17, 19, and then it's plus 8, so I heal for 27. And as the bloodedness disappears and some of the wounds, or like, I guess not wounds, because you're just gonna say the bruises go away. Now that you know this is me actually fully talking to you, you said all that shit to me and you don't expect me to beat the shit out of you? Okay. That's what you want. And I'll move 5 feet up to be within range of him.
Please roll in that one.
It wouldn't be unusual given the way people are rolling tonight.
So
It
this
would
is
be
on me.
so
This is
fun.
on me, but
God.
I did forget to have you roll damage for moving because I did hit you with a booming blade technically. So I'll just remember that for next turn. But you do
Oh,
need to
good
make
point,
you do need to
yes.
make your con save to see if you still have the frostburn on you or not before.
I will make a con save right now.
Because if not, then I can double it this next time if I hit you again.
I rolled a 16 on the die.
Okay, yeah, then you're fine.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's a +1 for con, so yeah, 17.
Okay. I am just gonna make another frost and blade attack on you. That is a 17 on the die, so that is a 24.
Okay, well, thankfully, I still have now my I believe my proficiency modifier is +3 at this point, so I do have a second use of predict outcome. Go ahead and
Okay.
re-roll that, please.
Okay, it dropped to a 16, so 23.
23. 19, 20, 21, 22. Even with soul shield, that will not be enough. I'll take the damage.
Okay, cool. I will put another spirit blast on this, so you'll once again be affected by frostburn. And then I will roll damage.
You said I was brought up to half my health, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
So 2d8 from spirit blast, and 1d8 from frost and blade, and 2d6 from the sword itself. Okay. You take 27 points of damage.
Okay, I will have that to 13, and I'm still up. Not by much, but I'm still up.
Perfect. And then because I have mobile, I will move 15 feet away from you so that I am 20 feet away from you and make you come to me and take damage from Booming Blade. So
Sure.
I will end my turn there. I'll move 20 feet back from the fight, pretty much. So I'm like 20 feet from Trent and then wherever they are.
Back to you two. Both of you either give me perception or nature checks.
If I roll that again, I'm gonna freak out.
And I made my con. I just rolled my con save for spirit shot just to make sure I'm good. I rolled a 18.
Jesus Christ.
I got a 23 for perception.
Okay.
Thank the gods.
Ren.
Get in there.
You see two things.
Okay.
Number one, surrounding. I freaking forgot his name. Give me 2 seconds.
Koji,
Koji.
Diaglio.
Yes. Surrounding Koji, you see what looks like this strange aura that is just sort of pulsating off of him. That as you look at it closer, it's taking a visible form. It is almost like an Oni mask, just formed out of energy that seems to be slowly forcing its way off of him. The other thing you're noticing is that red sky, you're starting to see lightning start to crackle and form around it. You recall the only other time that happened was the fight with Guillotine, and it seems like anyone that has a high level of hockey seems to create this when they're in battle.
That does not make me feel good. I will say something to Dreki about this, just so we're on the same page.
I'm always on the
Oh.
same page. I'm legally
Uh,
obligated to make that
yeah.
joke now, guys. I'm
Once
sorry.
once pointed out to you, Dreki, you can see that aura forming.
This is just like 18.
Right.
I remember of that.
Remembering when he brushed off everything we'd done to him and we had to start over.
That part's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, well, it kind of was. This happened first and then that. So, not feeling awesome, but
Well, I guess we'll find out the outcome of this.
yeah, just be ready, I guess.
Diaglio, you're up.
As I get pushed back, this is actually perfect. This is the witty thing I say. I look at him and I say, let's make this interesting. Even more interesting than it already is. And he's gonna hold his arms out like cannons. And like Cyberpunk, parts of his arms are gonna like detach and
You're gonna fucking
like-
shoot me?
oh, even better. He puts his
Mantis
two-
blades.
No, he puts his two arms together as the flames in his body begin to roil. I'm using a flamethrower. I'm shooting a flamethrower at him. As I use burning hands from my own body at a second level.
Jesus.
So
I just beat the Injustice games, and all I can think about is Cyborg's X-ray attack.
yes,
Yes.
precisely.
Yes. Yes.
So it is a dexterity saving throw. And as he launches the flames out, he says, "Let's make this interesting." He wants to piss him off, so he's gonna say, as the flames launch out in reference to the wound he's taken, he's gonna say, "Furiosa says hello," and then engulf him in flames.
Well, that's distracting.
Yeah, we're all.
Oh,
It's
It's not-
Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, and then meanwhile we have an actual
Yeah.
blood feud.
We have a trauma fight over here. Just came at me in the first turn.
It's
Yeah,
not a
You don't
hard-
respect me.
It's not a hard save, but he will still take half if he succeeds,
Unless he has evasion.
unless he has something fancy.
He doesn't have evasion. Oh, I roll a 1. Ah, that's cool. I'll take
Get
it.
him.
I'll take
Okay,
it. That's fine.
you've been
let
past
me,
the curse.
Yeah.
Let me roll. Yeah, has everyone rolled? Has everyone joined the club this session? The Nat 1 club.
Think so?
Let's see. It's 4d6. That will be 9 points of fire damage. It's minimal, but he eats the entire thing as I appropriately use my cyborg upgrade, quite literally called Flamethrower.
How many points of fire damage?
9 points. It's not a
9?
lot,
Okay.
but
Still
and
hurts.
so that'll be my action, and then so it's fine if you say no. I'm still gonna ask anyways because it's fun. I am gonna bonus action second wind. Do I feel any additional charge from the lightning as I
No.
heal myself?
No.
Okay. It doesn't hurt to ask. Let me roll my d10. 16 HP back to me. And that is my turn. I stay. It is a. I believe it's a 15-foot cone, so I stay. I'm going to pull a Scarlet and let him come to me. He has to walk through the fire and the flames to get to me.
Trent, you're up.
So Trent is like at a sliver at this point.
You take 3
And
damage
he is
immediately.
surrounded by the frost blades effect.
Mhm.
Take 3 damage.
And I'll take 3 damage.
Yep, just from the lungs freezing over.
And he's gonna say, "No, I don't know that you're in control. When we first met, you were clearly being controlled by your rivalry and your hatred for your sister, and that was to the detriment of the crew." I'm gonna drink a health potion as well.
Fair.
I will heal 17. And he'll say a little bit more, not forcefully, but strongly. "And just now, when you hit me back there, that didn't feel like you, that felt like the sword. I think that as you are right now, I think you're a detriment to yourself and everyone around you. And I think that you need to maybe trust yourself the way the rest of us trust you." And he'll raise the stick again, and he'll say, "See, I didn't think I needed to attack you with this." And he'll point at Citrine. "I think that I respect you far more than you ever have me. And I'm going to prove it to you by not giving in." And he's going to rush forward, taking the damage from the booming blade. So how much damage is that?
14.
So I healed 17. So I'm back down to 4 HP. I
So
was at
you
1
you
HP
you
after that.
literally zeroed out between that and the frostburn with the healing potion.
Basically, yes. I was at 2, or I was at 4. The frostburn brought me down to 1. I went up to 18,
And then you
and
went
now
back
I'm
to
down
4.
to 4 again.
Yeah.
I literally am exactly where I started. Yes.
Full circle. We love this.
And I am going to again dash forward with that impossibly fast dash.
Mhm.
I'm making a normal attack for damage, but for flavor, I'm attacking the wrist that's holding the cursed blade. Just for flavor, you get to decide, and it really depends on what happens here. Hey, I get to join the Natural 20 Club. Okay. Give me a sec. I have to do some math.
I think
I would like to know how that's like.
all 4 of us, all 4 of the duelists currently have hit a nat 20.
You constantly had to pick up your cat.
Yeah, he's demanding attention, and I can only give so much at the moment.
So I'm still mathing, but remember how when we were fighting Guillotine, there was that moment where Trent kind of disappeared, reappeared like right behind Guillotine, and did the Saitama punch, the pulling his sword back, and then the word death just appears on the screen. It's that again. So 14, so it's 38 before the dice.
I'm down then. I'm just down 38.
It's
I have 29
it's
left.
38 before the dice. I'm not going to bother rolling at this point. So he will just appear behind her after having tanked again that frost damage. Like, what's the frost damage look like? Is he like encased in ice and then he
Your
gets
Lade's word, as soon as you move, it just stabs into your body.
and he gets ripped, like horrible rents in his arms and legs. His shirt is absolutely destroyed. There's blood pouring out of his chest as he breaks out of this, appears behind Scarlet, and
Nothing
just
personal,
right
kid.
to the back of the neck, like one of those KO shots, like right to the back of the neck, and just drops his arms to the side and says, I need you to be better than you are, because you are so much more than what you've shown me. I respect you, but I think you need to get past your issues. And then he collapses. Again, this is one of those 1 HP left, like, nah, he does the full on again, just like last time. He goes into this weird like liminal mode where he doesn't even look like he's conscious for a second. He says his last thing, and then he collapses to the ground next to Scarlet, double KO.
We will go to break after this. As this happens, Koji is going to look over, see that occur. Huh. Well, he pulls the other sword off the shoulder.
The other sword.
Mhm. It's really make you famous then. He drops into a crouch. Akachuma no Kosetsu. And he's going to vanish, step, and rush you, and is going to go for an attack. Does a 22 hit you?
Yes.
As this strike hits, there is, for the audience perspective, a very similar kind of thing to Trent as the word death appears. There is this field of cherry blossoms that immediately begin to sink into the ground as blood fills the screen. Several slashes appear before the sword reappears and it goes resheathed back into its place at his back. As you are going to take dice roll time, because I can only do this move twice.
Damn it! I have a fake foam sword nearby. I would grab it to do the thing, but it's mounted on my wall. He just did the shing shing.
He is going to do. You're going to take 22 points of slashing damage.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm hanging on still.
And as he
Wait until the end of that sentence, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
as
That's
he
true.
clicks the blade closed, he is going to turn and is going to do his second attack because he has the
Mhm.
two other swords strapped to the back of his legs.
Yep.
Could you just describe for us how one attacks with the back of their knee?
I imagine. Okay, so have you ever seen somebody doing capoeira?
I think so.
I used to take capoeira,
Yeah.
actually. I
Is it
took
like
classes.
he swings up his knee in like an arc
Yes.
wave and
Oh,
slashes
so
out
cool.
with the,
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, thank you.
I can see it. So it's almost like they're doing a crescent kick, but instead they're keeping their knee bent and slashing out with a sword.
21
21 will hit.
will just hit. You will take 10 other points of slashing damage.
I am still up.
The blade that he resheathed fades. The other two still remain, but he does give this little like half smirk.
I'm
And before we continue, we're gonna go to break because I gotta grab my wife.
Oh,
We'll be back
Okay.
shortly.
oof.
Howdy, everyone. Welcome back. Sorry it took a little longer. Scarlet,
Mm,
as we open back to you after this attack, you find yourself on a broken ship, floating in the middle of ice-covered waters. Surrounding you is nothing but shadows.
hmm. I don't think he hit me hard enough to kill me. But what the fuck is this?
Didn't.
Hello?
As you see now, as you like turn again, what wasn't there before is that same strange, almost
Oh,
owlbearish form, just crouched looking at you.
oh, it's you. Yeah, I forgot this was a thing. So what? I'm unconscious?
Yes.
Cool, 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 cool. I'm assuming there's a reason I'm here then. Did you need something? I'm sorry. This is weird. This is really weird.
It's different from you. Others have inner places, places of safety that they seek out. When the world around them becomes too harsh,
Yeah, I usually don't need that. I can just go in the water.
he kind of like turns his head to look around. This place. It's the world you inhabit, or rather, the world I now reside in. Your
Okay.
subconscious.
Explains all the ice, I suppose.
As the boat drifts closer, you see in this ice these images, these reflecting moments of memory that are trapped within these ice.
Nope, I don't need to look at those. I did enough trauma exploring before you got put inside my body. I need to work on phrasing. That's not
Understand what you mean.
before I had surgery.
Why are you hurting?
I mean, I just got punched in the back of the neck.
Not what I mean.
I mean, if you're residing in here, then you can see, and I just gestures the memory ice, like you can see why.
Did they not kill him?
Yeah, doesn't erase the trauma of my whole family being murdered.
There's a difference.
Yeah, there is a difference. I found out. I mean, I'm sure you know what you and all of the other pieces can do if I get all of you. I can fix it now.
Do you hate Trent?
No, I don't hate Trent. I think he's going to get himself killed if he keeps treating this like an adventure book.
It kind of like shifts. Then why are you not honest?
I don't know. Maybe I don't want to crush the kid's dreams. He's
Why
not.
not say that
He's
you...
the only one on the crew that's has at least sounds like he's had a decent life before joining up with the rest of us.
Why not say you wish to help him?
I came back, didn't I?
That means nothing.
I didn't need to rejoin the crew. I could have easily just left with Rosa.
You returning to the crew only says that you like the crew.
We don't have to say that. Why are you playing therapist to me?
I reside here. I wish to help you.
Or you have to help me because you're here.
I don't have to do anything.
Why do you care? You're stuck in an orb inside my rib cage right now.
It seems to think about how it wants to respond. Looks to the water and places its paw into the water, and as it withdraws it, you can see ice forming. Because I reside here.
Doesn't really answer my question. But that's fine. I know I have issues. I'm not saying I don't. I get that. I'm traumatized. I don't need the therapy for that. But he wants to act like it should just be something that you can turn off. You can trust someone after you've just met them. Like, yeah, I like the crew. Whatever. I do. I came back because we're friends, I suppose. But it doesn't mean that respect is just given.
You should
Trust-
start with what you said. Your
Maybe.
comrades fought your battle for you when you were driven into unconsciousness.
Yeah, we don't need to bring that up. He cheap shot at me, but
However, you have refused to say what they are to you. Perhaps we start with that.
we'll see. After I tell him off for making a fun event a personal attack, because that was 100% uncalled for.
It seems to smile at that. We are going to cut back to Trent. Are you unconscious?
No, I mean he collapsed for a second because of exhaustion, but
Mhm.
I am at positive HP.
Okay.
So he will barely, to be
I
clear.
mean, make a con save because you're still under the
Oh, yeah.
effect of that ability.
I'm still under
It's
the
not a
effect.
spell.
Yeah.
Let's do that first because I have 4 HP left.
Mm-hmm.
And I will take 3 if I fail this con
Yeah,
save.
and
right?
it just stays on
So
you
I'm going to
until you
make
pass
2
it.
con saves. Okay, awesome. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. The first one is a 16.
Okay, you're good.
Okay, so he stands up and kind of shakes off the ice, and he looks down at Scarlet, and just kind of under his breath goes, "Man, I wish you weren't right about so many things." But again, that was to himself, not necessarily to anybody else. That's where Trent's at right now. He's standing back up, covered again in lacerations and blood because of having to break out of that frost spell in order to attack. And he'll look up and take a glance at how the other duel is going.
Diaglio, it is your turn officially.
Yes. He is sparking, but not the good kind. He is rough, he is staggered, and he wants to go all out. However, I did say I had a shield equipped. Would I possibly be able to convince you to allow me to free action cut the straps of the shield so I could two-hand my blade and
Yeah,
animate
absolutely.
rage? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so he cuts the straps of his shield as it drops to the ground, and he two-hands his sword, and he's almost down, so he's just going all out. He's going to rush him and go for his twin attacks. The first one will be an attempt at a green flame blade.
Okay.
Just while he's rolling that, the opponent, does he actually look wounded as well, or is it just Diaglio who is wounded?
Give me a perception.
Oh, this I can do. Maybe not. I got a 13.
I felt
Couple
that.
things you can see. Okay, before I just figure out why you're smiling, a couple of things you can see. First off, he does look like he's taken injuries, but his reactions are odd as that they don't really seem like he's registering the pain. Secondly, you're starting to notice that same Oni mask aura. What'd you roll?
So I just want to say that a while ago I had a friend make me some custom dice that have little pies in them, and they've been my lucky dice ever since. Let's see if
Oh,
it'll
no.
focus. That's a 20.
That looks like a
That's-
20.
Hell yeah.
That's a natural 20.
Hell
is
yes.
what that
there are
is.
numbers between one and those, but
Join the
Yeah.
club.
Yeah, and this is Green Flame Blade.
mm-hmm.
So let's see here. Max damage.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get my damage numbers. So that is okay. This is just my first attack. Okay, hold on. And then I immediately forgot. Oh my god. 26 points of damage.
Okay.
4 of that is lightning, 8 of it is the green flame blade fire. As he, like, there's sparks flying, he's going all in with these swings as he strikes down at Koji. And I'm gonna go for that second swing.
As you're going for that, so I don't forget, Ren and Dreki, could you also make me perception checks?
Do you need some help over there?
Nat 20.
Nat 20?
Welcome. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
this session, man.
That's a 16.
Okay. Both of you can see this, and then Ren, you get something different. So both of you can see that aura is starting to become more like physically materialized. Ren, you see a separate but of the same coloration of aura forming around both Trent and Dioglio. This one looks more like a clock.
What?
I obviously point that out to Dreki. I don't know what to do at this point. The one thing I am for sure going to do is try to throw some healing at Trent and Scarlet as they've
Her first.
especially now that something else is going on. I'll start with just like a healing word for Scarlet because I don't want to run over there right now, to be honest. I'm good where I am. So that'll just be 6 HP.
Okay, so the moment that happens, you now see that same clock forming over Scarlet.
Awesome.
So this will be fun.
My
Yeah, go
second swing missed. Unfortunately, it was a 2, and I think this has been my luck. I get a high first swing,
And then a low second
Yep.
one. Yeah.
and then an immediately low second one.
Been
So
there.
He hits big on the first, and then whatever causes him to miss on the second, maybe it's his own, machinery faltering and fritzing out. But he's like cursing, like, "Damn it, just stay down!" as he's madly swinging.
Brent, you're up.
Yes. So I see this happening. Quick question, and this is particularly for Pi. How much does this look like an actual fight, and how much does this look like an honorable duel, like a sporting event? Because Trent is very much the sporting event duelist. Does this look like a fight, or does this look like a duel?
When the flamethrowers came out, it turned into, I'm gonna hurt you bad and might maybe kill you.
Awesome. We're attacking. So I'm going to go ahead and with my all of 4 HP, I'm going to go ahead and charge forward and attack. Remind me, what does Pi's opponent, or what's Pi's opponent's name again?
Koji.
Koji. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to attack Koji. And I'm going to maneuver myself in such a way that I am more than 5 feet away from Dioglio, because swashbuckler. And let's see how this goes. I'm gonna take a bonus action to activate the citrine. And we're gonna take our first attack, which is an 18.
Misses.
Misses. Lovely. Attack number 2. 16 and 9 is 25 on that one.
Hits.
Awesome. I love sneak attack. 8. They can take 17 points of damage, radiant damage, specifically from the citrine as Trent joins the battle.
Waller.
Yeah, as this strikes, you get it. You
So again, as
Diaglio get your
he's
first look at the citrine.
as he is dashing forward, he drops the stick. He pulls the rapier, and as the rapier comes out, it begins to transform into the trident. So that by the time it has cleared the sheath, it is full on a trident with the shield in the left hand, and he will sort of maneuver his way around with his high speed and will stab right in the side of this this bladed monstrosity.
Yeah, as it hits into the side, he doesn't really seem to even move to dodge it. He just like takes the impact. The citrine hits, and you're a little part of it may be that you're suffering from blood loss. But it feels like that it should hurt him more.
Resistant to radiant damage.
He's not resistant to radiant, but it seems like how he's reacted to the hit, it's like, oh, all right.
He's just a big boy.
That's my turn.
He reaches down and pulls the one of the 2 blades on the knee free. 1 minute to midnight. You got anything else for me? And he is going to backhand swing just the butt end of the blade at Trent.
Bring it on. I'm sure this is going to go great.
I'm sure he'll completely outlast. How does a 18 sound?
An 18, I am going to spend my reaction to use my defensive duelist feat, which will increase my armor class to 21.
So just you definitely duck out of the way.
18 was exactly enough to get me, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And yeah, the trident will catch the blade. Sadly, will not be able to break it like tridents often do, but he'll push it off to the side, and he'll say, "I'm not down yet. 1 minute to midnight. I got plenty of time."
He smiles, turns the blade to the side. All right. Let's test that theory.
Crap.
And as he just holds the blade out, it is going to elongate towards you.
Now, I'm used to this. I fought one of these before.
Trent, it's been an honor.
You dodge an 18 that I had to get that points up to get. Now it just rolled an 18.
Yeah,
So-
no, I'm taking that hit. Yeah.
Yeah. You have 4 HP?
I have 4 HP.
There's no way it's not doing less than 4.
Bring it on.
I'm just gonna roll. The least it's going to do is 6.
I mean, it's unless it doubles up my HP, I'm just gonna end up at 0.
Yeah.
But I'm curious. So does it elongate as it hits me? Like, am I being propelled back by this elongated sword?
It fires into like your shoulder and it comes out the other side.
I love it. Trent doesn't love it, but I love it.
And as it does this, the blade begins to shimmer. It turns into mist as he just drops the spent hilt, reaches down casually and pulls the other blade free. You're on your last minute. Do me a favor. He raises the blade. You either kill me now, or I'm gonna make you famous.
I just stare him down.
I'm already famous.
Non-lethal, by the way, for that hit to your shoulder.
The final words as Trent gets KO'd. I'm already famous.
Scarlet, you are healed. You begin to you feel yourself pull away from where you are.
Mhm.
And you are laying face up on the grass.
Do I hear any of what's going on? Since
You probably hear the blade hitting Trent through the shoulder, and then the "I'm already famous."
she stands up, holding the blade still. Still iced over, but not as iced over because Spirit Shroud definitely dropped, obviously. I think she looks at the fight, drops the sword, and it shatters in the ice, going back into her body. And I'm gonna Misty step over to Dreki and Ren and pop my healing potion. And I'm gonna use my action to drink it, so I'll just heal for 20.
Dreki, Ren, because of how you were noticing it, you noticed that clock that was attached to Trent and then Scarlet, it fades on Trent and Scarlet. As soon as Trent hits the ground, it is gone. As soon as Scarlet goes away from the fight, it is gone.
Hey, you doing okay?
Yeah. Let's just hurry this up so we can leave.
Well, supposedly there's only a minute left, so.
Whatever that clock means.
Diaglio, is your go.
I know the fights are quick, but this fight has also been very loud.
Mhm.
If I give a quick survey of the grounds, have any of the island's inhabitants come to watch?
A lot of them you can see are like crested over the hill watching this. You can see Mary like at the front watching with wide eyes.
Okay. I'm going to circle so that I am in front of Trent. And before I take my what I'm gonna do, because I want to remove Trent from the area,
Mhm.
I'm going to. This sounds so stupid as I say it, but it's hilarious. I would like to non-lethally horse kick him away.
So it doesn't sound as stupid as you think, as Panda can attest to this statement. I've had someone non-lethally radiant crit as a paladin sledgehammer someone through a building. So yes, that's
Oh,
perfectly
lovely.
fine.
Okay, so I kick Trent out of the way, and I see the crowd of people now. I'm facing the crowd, and I'm going to look at Koji and I'm going to say, if I'm going out on my own terms, and my own terms will be what makes me famous. And hopefully, you go down with me. And I'm just gonna blatantly shout out to the trio that are watching this, and just take care of the kid. And I'm going to, with my blade, I'm gonna hold it up in the roiling weather or whatever it is, and I'm going to swing it like this as a bunch of wind and various other energies gather to my blade, and directly on top of both of us, I let out shatter.
Oh shit.
So I'm not gonna make my own saving throw. It's a con saving throw or a shit ton of thunder damage.
God damn it, Pi, you're gonna make us adopt another child.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
If this is my final thing, I will make you adopt another child. Congratulations.
This is it though. We can only have two. At least that's what they say in Skyrim.
Nat 20.
Of course.
Here's
So-
my thing.
Useless.
Here's my thing. As you are letting this out, and I'm assuming it's gonna hit you as well.
Oh no, I'm dropping it on both of us. Like that's the whole point of, if I'm going out on my own terms, and hopefully I take you with me.
All right, this will be fun, and we're going to officially end combat with this attack.
I'm not gonna roll damage, it's gonna take me out.
Yeah. As this energy starts to gather, there is a look of sheer rage that forms on his face. He throws the sword up as the shatter impacts against it and breaks the blade. As it's trying to hit you, he places his hand on your shoulder and seems to actually take the damage.
Oh. All right, well, if he we'll see what the damage will be. If he's gonna eat the damage, it's 17 points of thunder.
He eats the 17 points. Does get a visible look of pain on his face. What the hell are you doing?
I'm giving it my all. It's what you wanted.
I don't want my favorite rival to die for nothing.
I imagine this conversation's happening during the like blast of energy.
Yes.
Yeah. You want it all out. I went all out. We may be rivals, but I'm still on that journey to make myself known. And if making myself known means leaving a blasting impact, then so be it. I still hurt you. And he says, he gets a smile on his face. Laughs right back with him, like both laughing.
As both of that laugh echoes, that is when this full crater forms from the shatter surrounding them. You do not go down from this as he takes the entirety of the damage. It is at this point that for the those of you that were able to witness it, you do see that clock still remains, but the sky begins to lose its cloudiness and the lightning. You're a fool. But you're my favorite fool.
I think I could say the same thing to you.
That being said, and he reaches back and he pulls from seemingly the space of nowhere a very simple looking blade. Just a regular katana. That being said, you're going to make a name for yourself. You ain't making that name by cratering yourself for nothing.
Can I insight?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see what he's thinking in this moment. I want to get the vibes. I mean, real life me thinks he gets the vibes, but you know.
Mm.
This is a straight wisdom. 17.
There is a genuine look of almost like resignation in this fight. Like he's come to realize something about himself and that it's he wants to give to you something that he can't give to himself.
I'm going to not be a centaur anymore. That everything will go back inside of him as you know the mechanics fold back in, which I imagine with how brutalized he is looks gnarly. It
Yeah.
looks a lot worse than the initial transformation. And I'm going to just, you know, be in his face as he's pulling this blade and just like how he said, you know, I'm not going to let you, you know, this rivalry's not going to end with you creating yourself. I'm going to say, I can't hold a grudge if you do anything stupid, so don't.
I got one technique left that you ain't seen. He smiles.
I will slowly just watch him, I guess, standing in front of him, and I'll just if he seems adamant about whatever he's doing, I'll just shrug my shoulders, step back, and hold my sword out to him as well. And now I've gone to what was asked earlier. Now I've gone into a honorable stance. Like I'm facing him as a fellow swordsman.
He holds the blade in a form that you know that this stance and this form, it's very familiar because it's a very similar style to how you were taught how to fight. And as he pulls the blade to the side, for those of you who can see the aura, that clock ticks down to midnight. Haven't used this since that day. Mea nakamare, nobu kuroi kotaku. And he will very gently swing the blade down until the tip just barely touches the ground. And I want you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
For translation, that translates out to minute to midnight blackluster.
This feels appropriate. I rolled low. I think I've rolled every saving throw against him low. A total of 5.
It's not a it's not a pain that feels like, it doesn't feel as if there is a torrent of slashes. It feels like there is a single strike that ripples gently off of your chest. And as each ripple kind of moves around it, there is just more pain as it accelerates out. As you take, and I didn't, there's a chance this rolls really low, and that would be so funny.
I mean, it's gonna drop me.
It didn't roll low. You take 14 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, I definitely get dropped. Just a burst of sparks go flying as he just... I imagine he doesn't have time. He doesn't get to have a but I'm already famous moment.
Yeah.
Because the sparks just burst, and like earlier, the lights in his eyes just boom, darkness as he falls backwards.
I'm just going to ask, still standing?
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
He swings the blade back and re-sheathes it, and as it starts to move into a sheath that you can all now see is on his back, that sheath vanishes. Last time, Dreki and Ren, give me another perception.
Will they roll good? The
And Sala, since you're awake, you can roll too.
The saga
Yeah,
of perception.
I'm good at perception, I think. Let me see.
Jesus Christ, dog.
It's a 2 on the die, which does make a 9. But
Oh my
I've been rolling
god.
like shit and I have a negative
Oh
1.
my
What do you want
God.
from me?
I
Guys.
rolled an 8. I'm still a little unconscious.
Just gonna roll a D100 and see if any of y'all.
Hey, I
That's
got
very
really
funny.
drunk and then I was punched really hard in the back of my head. Leave me alone.
The D100 is at least on y'all's side. That's all I will say. Ren, you rolled a 9, essentially.
9 total, yeah.
9 total. All right, I'm gonna give you this because the D100 rolled low. The auras vanish, but looking at Koji, there is this indelible realization and sadness that seems to have washed over him as he just stares blankly ahead, as if he's discovered something and it's the worst news he could have had.
Yeah.
He looks over to both Diaglio and Trent, reaches into the holsters that he has that seem to have nothing in them, and pulls two small vials, uncorks them, and pours them on both of Trent and Diaglio. Both of you are going to take some healing. It's not going to be a lot. It's just going to be of course, now I roll ones. Both of you regain a hit point.
Ugh.
A hit point.
That was fun. Bit disheartening, but fun.
What do you mean was? We're not done yet.
We're done. As you are now, especially, you won't even be able to leave a scratch on me. And that one looks over Diaglio. Well, you're about as close as I can get to a true actual rival, and unfortunately, he like looks at himself. Unfortunately, it's different now.
Slowly get up. Different how?
Ever since I fought her, I ain't been able to feel a thing about fighting anymore.
Did you lose your fighting spirit?
You ever have something so incredible that everything else just feels worthless?
So you're chasing something you had and everything else is disappointing.
I could probably fight the entire world government. It'll come nowhere near that fight with Furios. He like looks over to Diaglio. You got close, but the spark ain't the same.
Well, at least we. No, I'm not gonna say at least we. I'm gonna say, well, at least you put up a good fight.
That's
He
what I
says.
like.
He says probably with one robotic arm just dangling,
Just
like very clearly
On the
he's
ground.
there.
That's why I like you.
Yeah, that's why I'll keep this grudge.
Didn't you all make wagers on this?
Well, since none of y'all beat me, y'all ain't getting that devil fruit.
Wait, devil fruit.
It's fine to me. I just did it for the fun of it anyway, not for you guys' pissing contest.
And to be clear, you never fought me. She kicked the shit out of me. You never fought me. So you can't say shit about us fighting.
Looking directly at the wound through your shoulder.
Yeah, I think Diaglio also turns to look at Trent like.
I mean, you didn't fight me, you just interfered in my fight with him, but
Do you want me to fight you?
not right now.
Maybe another time, I think, would be a good plan. Yeah. But it seems fun, and you seem like a good guy, and I think we could definitely have a good. We could definitely have a good fight. You know, when you're fighting me, when I didn't just get fucking nailed by apparently lightning and a sword at the same time.
You're the captain?
I'm a captain.
Answer the question with pride or don't answer it, boy. You're the captain?
I'm the captain.
Good. Looks over to Scarlet. What's your position on the crew?
Navigator.
She's also the first mate.
Scarlet just gives you the biggest side eye.
Not looking
fuck?
at Scarlet at all. We are making direct eye contact. No, not even looking at Scarlet at all.
He like closes his eyes. When I see y'all again, we'll get a rematch. This time, go all out. Try to kill me. That'll help y'all survive at least. And girl, that sword of mine that you're using,
Yeah.
Don't make it a crutch.
Honestly, doesn't really matter what sword I use, and I just form an ice sword in my hand. It's all pretty much the same now.
Hey, Diaglio, you are like looks over and sees Mary still watching. That one, your little fan?
Yeah.
You training him?
I'm making sure he lives.
He's in good hands then.
Yeah, that's actually kind of something coming from you. Do me a favor
Yeah.
for your old rival who, as you said, got close to kicking your ass.
Mm-hmm.
This was always going to be you making me famous. So why don't you make me famous? And I'm going to grab my sword, slam it into his chest, and say, replace one of yours and go make me famous.
Absolutely. This is a good one. He sheathes it into the one of the back slots. Holds out his hand as the hat that had blown away slowly comes back with the wind as he catches it and puts it back on. I'll be seeing you on the wave soon, I promise. Oh, Doctor Boy. What's your name?
Ren.
Yeah. You got the look of one of my former partners on the seas on you. You familiar with another doctor?
Of course I am.
Hmm. I'd be cautious if y'all planning to set sail soon.
Is she nearby?
I mean, she's always around in some sense or another, but looks up. There's storms brewing.
Well, thank you for the warning.
Pren's gonna
And
go ahead and extend his hand to Koji, like in a shaking hands kind of way.
he gives you a pretty firm handshake.
You know, I hear that men of honor are just in fiction, but after Anchor and yourself, it seems like there are some folks that still know what the word means. I appreciate that about you. And I hope we get to cross swords for real sometime.
We definitely will. You, giant boy.
Yeah.
You you were curious about the whole devil fruit deal, right?
Yeah. Say that.
Like crosses his arms a little. You know, back in the crew, two of us were devil fruit users. Guillotine didn't have any use for them, and I thought that they were going to be against what I would do. But if you want one, when your friends find me, I'll still have that devil fruit I promised waiting for you.
I'll keep that in mind.
He begins to walk away, pulling out the harmonica and just kind of blowing along it as he heads back to the small raft as the crowd erupts into cheers. As we're not going to do a full fade out, as we have to do my favorite thing that I love doing. Um, but we're not going away necessarily from the party itself. As the crowd continues to cheer, the camera is going to slowly drift under the ground. as it focuses in on this corpse of a sea king. As two disembodied hands both like sort of tap on its skin. So, this is what she wanted to use? I mean, somewhat. She wants to use what bit of its power is still left, and then we can just, string attached, blah blah blah. So do you know how this is supposed to work? I don't know how she does any of the stuff she does. Just attach the things. As the hands like skitter along, um, Migi rolls onto its back and kind of goes like, as a small tube with a needle in it pushes out of its mouth and just like deposits and it attaches it to the body. This happens about 4 more times for each hand as they skitter back. Doctor, the tubes are attached, so whenever you're ready. As there is another pulse of this red energy as the tubes begin to fill with the same lightning that this creature had. And the ground lets out a soft rumble. That's where we're going to end for tonight's episode.
Don't like that.
Oh, damn it.
We did lose Pi at the end there, which is
We
a little
did.
sad. Thank you for joining us for tonight. I know we ran a little bit long, and that's okay. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time with the next episode continuing off on this island as to what else happens. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to go around, say who you are, where we can find you, stuff that you're doing that might be interesting. We'll start with Paige.
Hey everyone, I'm Paige, aka Pluto Cleric, all over the internet. I am a trans lesbian streamer on a quest to run all games in the known universe. Stuff that I got going on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I will be over on Placid Sam NYGM's Twitch channel for an interview with my friend Sam, another creator. So that should be fun. So come check that out. And then next week on Wednesday, I don't think we have the actual time yet, so keep an eye on the socials. But we'll be starting a new DC mask campaign inspired by a combination of Young Justice and the Justice League cartoons, as well as the aftermath of Infinite Crisis from the CW verse. So it should be fun mix up with a bunch of trauma-filled teenagers. It's gonna be great. But yeah, that's me.
Panda.
Hi, I'm Red Panda Cola, and when I'm not here playing Dreki, you can find me on Opposite Thursdays playing Beltiarn, our Sword Saint, and Blood and Cinders, alongside Pi, who unfortunately lost connection.
Luke.
I'm Luke. This is pretty much the only, gaming thing I'm in at the moment, but follow me on Twitter at Luke_Taylor23 for, at some point in the next few days, a story about a real life literal cat burglar. I'm not explaining further.
Huh?
Do they burgle cats?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna have a day where you're just gonna be on stream just saying some of the craziest stuff you've reported on.
I could do it for a long time, unfortunately.
Rob.
Hi, I am at Math Demigod on Twitch and Twitter. And the big thing I'm still doing is that, and especially I'm getting a lot more views now that Oblivion's a thing, or Oblivion Remake's a thing. I am running an XCOM 2 and a Skyrim campaign on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/gaming mathematically. I'm trying to sort of kind of run Skyrim like a TTRPG, so I'm trying to tell an actual story as opposed to just playing a video game. It's been a lot of fun. I've got like a lot of videos coming up, so you should definitely check that out. And also, upcoming on the horizon, and I know I'm allowed to talk about this now. The Bard Rock Cafe is doing a TTRPG actual play called something along the lines of That Time We Replaced the Power Rangers. Yes, it is a Power Rangers TTRPG, and I am coming in as a guest playing motherfucking Zordon. That's right. I will be playing Zordon in a Power Rangers TTRPG. As soon as I've got more information, I will be letting you know. But for now, Rangers. That's all I got. I just got Rangers. I'm still working on the voice. I got it.
We also had Pie Guy at the official Pie Guy. His internet died, sad. You can catch him both on his own official Twitch. Also, you can catch him on my other streams on Thursdays, where he's everyone's favorite dad that doesn't believe in luck but is a bard.
Gambling bard.
Hi, it's me. I'm your DM, Javante. I also run Blood and Cinders, a Nat 19 Sama Samana based campaign created by the illustrious Logan Laidlaw. Other things that I'm doing, I'm writing Warhammer 40k story. I'm also doing other writing things that I can't legally talk about yet. I will be on Wanderer's Haven next Saturday, playing. You know, I could just do the voice. I'll be on Wanderer's Haven next Saturday, playing Ilya, a Minotaur macho man of manliness. Ooh, yeah. In our PvP game called Battle World, which will be very fun. I can't wait to completely get ruined on that playing a monk. Other stuff, things I'm doing. Hi, the game that I still can't run on Twitch. The casting call for that ends Saturday, so sign up for that if you still want to. Either way, that's happening soon. TM. There's nothing else that's in my head for right now. So with that all being said, thank you all for joining us this evening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.